Hey everyone, I'm Heidi from Joyful Artistry. I'm here today to do another little pin cushion. Today I'm going to use this little creamer. I've already put my polyfill inside my creamer and I cut a circle a little bit larger than my teacup. I use this kind of as my guide and just cut it a little bit bigger because I want to make sure that when I gather it, I'm going to have enough that'll go down inside of here. So let me put my glasses on so I can see here. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to baste around the bottom of my circle. And it doesn't even have to be anything, it doesn't have to, my stitches don't have to be the same all the way around. I'm just going to do a quick little baste, and I'm keeping about 1/4 of an inch on my edges, and I'm probably going anywhere from 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch with my needle all the way around. So I'm just going to go all the way around because I want to be able to cinch it at the bottom once I put my polyfill inside the little puff, the little pin cushion. I was calling it a puff the other day when I was making one. And so we're just going to continue all the way around. So that's all I've done is I'm just going back and forth until I get back to where I started. And then before I cinch it tight, I'm going to grab some polyfill and I'm going to put some polyfill inside so it gives it some nice structure before I put it down inside. I might have put a little bit too much in here. I may have to take some out. Okay, let's just see. I'm going to pull it tight and just see if, I think I want to put a little bit more in there. Not a ton, just a little bit. Just so that it will be nice and tight on the top. I could take my needle off, but it helps me to hold the thread and to pull the thread. But you don't have to keep your needle on. Okay, so that pulled tightly, that's gonna, it's gonna work nicely in here. It's gonna fit perfect inside. Okay, so I'm gonna tie this off, and I'm gonna tie it using the other end here. I'm gonna tie these two ends together and make a nice little knot. I could take my needle off. Oops. So we're just tying it so it's nice and tight. And then we'll see if we need to take out some of the fluff from the little creamer. I'm going to grab my lace. Put a little bit of, there we go. And just tie it. Nice knot there. Well, looks a little funky, but that's okay. That's what happens, right? Okay, so I've got my nice little puff here. That's going to go down inside here. We're going to glue it in, but I'm going to put a little bit of lace around the outside. Let me grab my bag of lace here. I'm going to put, I love this lace. I think maybe we'll put some of this around the inside here, so we've got a little bit of that pretty lace sticking up. So we have that one. We could do a couple layers if we wanted to. Let me see what else is in here. Let's see what else. Yeah, I have this one too. Oh, and I have these as well. All right, so we've got some nice little choices here. We've got a few little choices. I'm going to pull this one out. And we'll set this aside. Okay, so what I was thinking was maybe we do 2 layers of lace and see how we like to have it like double layered to see. Oh, that'd be pretty. I think that would be pretty. And I did grab this here, but I think I like these two. All right, so I'm gonna, and I think that's gonna work just fine. So let me get my 3-in-1. I'm using 3-in-1. You can use Fabri-Tac. If you wanted to, you could use your glue gun. And of course my glue is not coming out right now, but that's all right, right? Okay, so here we go. We're gonna put glue. I'm gonna put my first layer of lace, and I'm starting at the handle. And I'm not gonna come up around the spout because I'll show you. Let me get this on. There's some really beautiful little gold flowers there that I just, I want to be able to see. I just think they're so pretty. Let me just make sure I like the way this is. Okay. I just trim that piece and add just a little more glue right there. Okay, so we have our first layer of lace on here. And then I'm going to go around and put a little bit of glue on this lace. Looks like I need a little bit of glue right there. It's okay. Just add a little bit there. And now I'm going to go around and I'm going to add the second layer of lace on here like that. So is this all? Let me just pull this up because I want to make sure that I can see both layers of lace going around on there. Okay. All right, and then we will add some glue on that first layer of lace to add our second little layer. So then we've got 2 nice little layers coming up out of our little creamer, which will be our little pin cushion. Okay. I love making these. They're so fun. It's a great way to repurpose some of the things that you have. I've done another video creating a little baby shoe. Oh goodness, let me trim this. It's sticking to my fingers with the glue, but that's okay. Let me make sure I have my second layer is up high enough so that it sticks out above the first layer. Okay. I think we've got, oh yeah, just this little side here. And then our little puff is going to fit down inside nicely. So we're going to glue that in a minute. So we've got our 2 layers of lace, and I'm going to put lots of glue on our little pin cushion or our little puff here. And I am putting it all the way around the edge, and I'm putting some on the bottom. And I'm great. Okay, so this is our little pin cushion so far. Let me set this off to the side. Got our little needle here. So you could stop here and you can just add little your little pins if you wanted to. I'm thinking that I would like to make a little a nice little bow coming off of the end. And I'm going to grab some of my creamy colored laces. So this is a piece of sari silk. This is a little bit of coffee stained cheesecloth. And I'm going to cut this in strips. And I'm going to make just a nice bow coming off of the back. And I thought maybe as I'm sitting here with you, I'm thinking that maybe I will add a little bit of some pearls here. So let me grab some of my little pearls and see if we wouldn't want to just do a little rim of pearls around the edge at the top of that gold, which I think will add some nice little perspective. It'll be just a nice little, do we want it there? Or do we want it along the, I think I want it along there. So we're going to put a little bit just right along the top edge of the gold ring around our little creamer. And it's going to take a second for it to dry. Like I said before, some people will use hot glue, and that may work on here. I don't use a whole lot of hot glue. I use mostly my 3-in-1 or my Fabri-Tac. Just get a little more glue along that top edge and get this. Okay. Let me see where I have to cut it. So I think that adds nicely to it. We could add a little bit of something coming off the bottom, but I just really love the gold and the colors on here. So I think I'd really like to keep it just simple like that. But let's make a little bow. I'm going to use some of my coffee stained laces, because I think these will be beautiful. Let's see if I can rip this. Let's see. Oh yeah, that ripped nicely. And we will make a nice little bow on here. I don't know if we'll use all those, but I'm just pulling from a little basket that I have next to me. So I'm gonna grab, how big do I want it? I'm thinking we could make this a decent size bow on the back. I love, let me put do some layering. Let me add this here and then this. And then I'm going to put I might cut this one in half. Oh, do I want to put it? I'm thinking that'll be cute on there. So we're going to add a little bit more. And if we have to trim it down, we can trim it down. And then we're going to tie it with my little piece of sari silk here. And we're going to tie it right on the handle. And I think I'm going to have it come off to the side. So I think we'll tie it on here. We'll get it tied right on here. And I think I'm going to have to trim my little bow down. There's an awful lot going on here. Awful lot going on. Okay. And that's okay, because we can always use the little snippets in a little snippet roll when we make our snippet rolls, right? Okay, so far, so we have that, and I think that's a little bit too big to be on here. That's okay. I'm going to save it for something else. I'm wondering if I shouldn't just make, I didn't tie it in a knot, but it's still not, oh, there we go. I can use that for something else. Let me grab some of my seam binding, and maybe we'll do just a little seam binding bow. I think we might like that a little bit better. And we can add some of our little lace here. Why don't we do that? We'll add some lace and some crinkled seam binding. I think that might be a little bit better, but this can get used somewhere else. Whoops, sticking to my fingers because I have glue on my fingers. Okay. All right, so I've got some lace and some seam binding. Okay, so I am not the best at my little bows. This is where one of those little bow dabbers would probably come in nice and handy. Okay, and then just a little bit more of my seam binding, because I do want it to be kind of puffy. And then I think I'm going to tie it right here at the base so it comes off the back. I was thinking I wanted it sideways, but I think if I do it that way, it'll look a little bit cuter. Okay. Let my tie, my ends. Oh yeah. Woo, look at how cute that is. Okay, so that's definitely the better way to go. That off to the side. All right, so I'm going to tie this in a little knot on here. And you can definitely add some glue if you'd like to. Oh, that looks so cute, you guys, so cute. And sometimes you have to try something, right? And see if it's going to work or not. That was with the coffee stain. I thought, oh, I'm going to love the coffee stain on here. But I don't. I just, oh my gosh, look at how cute that is. So then we're going to grab our pins. I'm going to grab some pins. Now this is my big one. I have a bunch of pins on here. I have this little glammy bead I pulled. This is just a little glammy earring. It's got like some pink undertones. Now this is where, oh, are you gonna go in? It's kind of thick. Let me make a little a little hole for the earring to go in. The pins will go in no problem, but the earring back is a little deep. So we're just going to try and help it. There we go. Help it along to get it in there. And then I'm going to put this little guy in here, and we're just going to grab some buttons, and we're going to stack a few buttons. Do a few little button stacks. And this is a great place if you want to put some little sewing pieces on here. You could do that as well. I want to add, I want to take a little bit of, so I have a second lace on here, a little bit, this is a little bit different. And I'm going to accordion some of this lace on a pin, and we're going to add it to our little pin cushion, and it brings just a little more depth to it, gives it, makes, oh, look at how cute that is. So here we are so far, right? Then we can grab some, I have some bulb pins here. And on the bulb pin, you can put maybe a little charm. I have a little charm sitting here. And then this we can hang off the side on the lace. Let me just catch the lace there. Could add that. We can take this and add a couple of buttons to this little bulb pin. And maybe we want to have it coming off on the other side. So we have that there, we have that one there. And then we can just add a few, just a few pins, little pins, some white ones and some little pearly pins here. I'm going to add some more buttons because I love the look of the stack buttons. Now you guys could do colors if you wanted to on here. It does not have to be all off-white. I just happen to like how the off-white looks on here. And I grabbed some little pearls, and I don't know if I can get them through the pin, but oh look, there's a little one there. Let me just see, because I thought these little vintage, oh my gosh, yes. I thought these would look great, having some vintage pearls stacked on the pin cushion. Oh, is that one gonna go? So we stacked, so just stacking some little vintage pearls here. I thought that would look great. Now here is one, it's a little dangle. It's not really a pearl, it's faux, it's something fake. Oh, look. So you have like these little earrings. This is a little earring that I wonder if we could just glue this coming off the bow. So I think we're going to glue this down on here and get those little pearls glued onto the center of the bow. And I think that would look really adorable. And it's just a little earring. It's not, I mean, I don't know how old it is. I'd like to say that it has some age to it, but I'm not sure. So we're going to just glue those little cluster there. Whoops. So far, I don't want to move this too much. That's what we have. But let's put a little, maybe a little bit of, do I have some seam binding? I have this seam binding, but I'm thinking, maybe I'll move this up here and maybe put a little bit of the seam binding here, and we'll just do a little accordion on the seam binding, but I think I'm going to add my little dangle first, and then we can just do, and you can do a different color if you have a little pink. I don't have any pink that matches what I did the pincushion base out of, but oh gosh, this looks so great this way. But look at how cute that is with the little dangle on there. And then, so now you have a cute little pin cushion. And the last thing you're going to need is a little, where's my thread, you guys? What happened to my thread? I had, oh, here it is, right in front of me. Oh, how funny is that? So then we just take a little bit of thread on a needle. Oh goodness, okay. And then we're just going to take the thread and let the thread go around on top of your little pin cushion. And look at that, you guys. In just a few minutes, you can make your own little special pin cushion where you can add little buttons and little pieces of jewelry and just some fun little things. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you watching. Have a great day.